Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. I'm here to do your Do I Ever Cross Your Mind reading for this week. This is messages from the runner twin to the chaser twin, and you guys know I don't like labels, but we use the language that makes sense to the community, so that's where it is. Thank you for all of you who have liked, commented, shared, and subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you to those of you who have sent in energy exchange donations. That was really beautiful, and I appreciate that so much. And finally, thank you to everybody who has purchased a reading through the special. It has been overwhelming response. I'm super excited about it. If you're interested, I am offering a special right now. The twin flame readings are usually $55.55, and for a limited number of people who book, the readings are $33.33, so it's $20 savings, $22 savings. So definitely look into that if you want. They're about halfway sold right now, so if you're interested, book one quickly. And just realize that the way that it works is that they are not live readings, they are recorded readings. You'll be sent a private link within 72 hours of the time that you've booked your appointment. So, all right, let's just jump right in. So for the first question, do they miss me? Does the runner twin miss the chasing twin? Healing begins, giving and receiving, and balance. So what I'm getting from this is that they are in a space of obviously of healing. There's two sixes here, noticing that. So they're really in this space of healing. They're doing a lot of work around healing. And I get that it's because because of this connection with you, that it's like it triggered them, it catalyzed them, it made them move into this space of really wanting to come into healing. It's like you brought up and you pushed them to, I don't mean you pushed them, but your existence, because that's what we do as twin flames, really triggered them to heal. And so they're in this space of healing. Sixes are all about family, peace, cooperation, compromise, loyalty, roles, and being doubt. So what I'm getting from this is that because of these two sixes together, that there is this sense of they are thinking of you. They may not feel like, because there's so much that has come up for healing, they may not feel like sure if they can even come back to you. Like maybe they feel like they screwed up too much, but there's this sense of like really having this desire to like check up on you. So they may be looking at you at social media, they may be something along those lines, but there's definitely this sense of nostalgia and missing the connection. But there right now, if you look at this, giving and receiving and balance are both about coming into balance. So I feel like they're in this space of really wanting to come into that space of balance, coming into that space of healing, of learning that in this connection, it was probably really out of balance. Like you might have been the one that was giving a lot and they were receiving a lot, and they're recognizing now just how unhealthy and unfair that was. They're really wanting to come into balance. They really want to be in that space, and they don't want to come back to you until they are, okay? Because they know what I'm getting, the chaser or runner twin that I'm channeling right now really knows on a spiritual level just how much they screwed up, how much they hurt you and hurt themselves by their behavior in this connection. So something they want you to know: they're seeking, they have gone within. This is the Hermit card. They have retreated and they're going within, and they're really trying to figure out who they are, how they contributed to this, why they did what they did, and really trying to find that higher wisdom. And they're healing. Excuse me. They want you to know that they're healing. This is the Star card in the traditional tarot. So they're really doing a lot of work around healing themselves, because they are recognizing maybe some self-sabotage patterns, some limiting beliefs, different things like that contributed. So they want you to know that they are seeking, they are healing, and that they're doing the work so that they can open up. They recognize that they were closed off in this connection. They were not fully open, not fully present and living from their heart space. And because it was really, you know, this energy to me, I always say it's like they've put their heart in a vault and just kind of locked it up. And they recognize that that was what they were doing, and now they're working so that they can open up and they can come back. So that's what they want you to know. So what's holding them back? Taking the lead. They're not yet in this space. They aren't yet in this emperor space where they're ready to take full control and full power of their life. Blossom. Judgment card in the traditional tarot. And the flow. There's a lot of major arcanas here in this reading, so there's definitely some big energies that are coming through that they're experiencing right now. So they're not ready to take the lead. They're not quite ready to take full responsibility for their lives and for the consequences of the choices that they've made in the past. Just totally fine, you know. So it takes time to get to that space. They're also in this space of preparing to blossom. Now, what I'm getting from this is very much the sense that because this is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot, it's about coming into balance. It's about justice being served, okay? There's also this sense of recognizing that that they have been in situations that haven't provided them with what they need, and that they've kind of been like withering on the vine, and they're recognizing that in order to blossom that they have to provide the right conditions. There has to be, you know, watering, there has to be tending to the garden of their soul, and they're recognizing that they need to really do more of that work. And that's what's holding them back, is that they haven't been allowing themselves to blossom. It's like they've been living in toxic soil, and because of that, they're not able to fully blossom and fully shine. What's holding it back is that they're not going with the flow. They're still trying to micromanage the energies and control what's happening. They are not allowing cycles to come to an end. So if there is something that needs to come to an end, they have not surrendered to that. They've just been like trying to stop it. So it's like they're holding on to, the way that this is showing up in my mind is like something like a clock's, like a giant clock spinning, and like somebody holding on to you know, holding on to it and trying to make it stop. And that's the energy that I'm getting, is that they're not going with the flow. They're not being with that energy of just surrendering and letting things go. They're holding on to things that should be released and letting cycles end, but instead of doing that, they're really holding on and trying to make things be what they think they should be. Okay, so that's that energy. Let's shift this aside, and I'm going to use the Romance Angels deck for this. For the question, do they want to reunite? Do they want to reunite? Well, they're definitely feeling that pull towards you, that magnetic attraction. Yeah, calling in your soulmate. I love this. They're working through that codependence. So here's what it is. It's like they're feeling, I love this, it's kind of funny. There's like, they're feeling that real strong pull to you. So there is that, again, that magnetic draw to come towards you. So it's like, yes, they feel like they want to reunite. Now, this is the thing. You know, it's like, just bear with me here for a minute. It's like what I'm getting from this is that they're in this one space, on the one hand, they're in this space of like trying to stop cycles from completing, trying to micromanage their lives and control what's going on. But on the other hand, they're subconsciously calling you in. They're subconsciously, like in their dreams, are doing the work to call you in, and they don't even realize that they're doing it. That's what the energy that just came through. It's like, you know, you're going to screw around and actually manifest your soulmate because your heart is crying out so hard for it. So what I'm getting is that, like, on a subconscious, like, soul level, that they're very lonely and they miss you, and because of that, they're actually doing the work and calling you back, even though they don't realize it. Now, they're afraid of this getting into this codependent energy. So there are a lot of counterparts that are, for people that are watching, that have been in this codependent energy, that have spent a lot of time in relationships that are not fulfilling, that are less than what they desire, and they stay in them too long because of the codependence, which is essentially feeling like people don't love you for who you are. They love you because they need something from you. So it's a lower level energy. And so they do definitely want to come towards you, but they're afraid of recreating this codependent energy. And that's part of what's keeping them away from you right now. They want to reunite, but they don't want to reunite if it's going to be unhealthy, is what I'm getting. So what are the fears that they have right now? They're afraid to keep an open mind. They're afraid that because if they keep an open mind, it's going to challenge everything that they've been living. They're afraid to pay attention to the red flags. What I'm getting is there's two different meanings coming through for this. The first one is paying attention to the red flags of whatever is happening in their lives. It's like if they're having certain experiences or certain cycles that have been repeating over and over and over again, they are ignoring those signs, because again, it's the same thing with this keeping an open mind. If I pay attention to this, if I look at this really deeply, really honestly, then I have to ask myself why I continue to do these behaviors. Like if I know that, let's do like, for an example, a person has celiac disease and they know that eating gluten is going to make them feel like shit for 2 days, but they keep eating gluten, and it's like, why do you keep doing that? You know that it's going to hurt you, but they keep doing it. It's suddenly, if you start examining and asking the question around why do I keep doing this, then you have to examine what it is within you that's driven to self-sabotage, to self-annihilate, to keep yourself from fully living your life. And the next fear, it's very soon. It's interesting. They're literally afraid right now. What I'm getting is that they are afraid of manifesting their dreams, of having their dreams come true. And so it's like they're afraid that very soon they'll have to deal with all this stuff. They're afraid that that they have actually, messed around and called in their soulmate, and they're going to have to deal with the stuff that's keeping them from coming forward. What are their regrets? Their regrets are that they weren't playful. They didn't allow themselves to be playful. They allowed this romance, the romantic energy, to escape them because they took things to, they brought this really heavy energy, is what I'm getting. They regret not believing that they're lovable. They recognize that they sabotaged in many ways because they didn't believe that they were truly lovable. And they regret not thinking positive and not having faith. If they had believed that they were lovable and they were able to remain optimistic and stay positive and have faith in you and have faith in this connection, they realize that things would be very different right now, and there's a lot of regret for them around not having done that. So I'm going to move these aside. What is some advice that Spirit has for you right now, for the watcher? What are the messages, advice from Spirit for the person who's watching this video? Listen for the truth. And the word wants to be written. Wonderful. The listening for the truth is saying to me that listen to, like that song, Roxette song, listen to your heart. Listen to your inner knowing. Listen to higher wisdom. Listen to your gut. Follow that. sometimes, and I've said this before, so you guys forgive me for repeating myself, but sometimes it's like what we see on the surface, what we see taking place, what we see transpiring, is not necessarily what's being said, is not necessarily what's really being communicated. So it's like, listen to actions, learn to listen to energies, listen for the truth of the situation, not the physical experience. Again, when these connections are hard, it's super easy to go into doubt. It's super easy to be like, is this really real? Maybe I've lost my damn mind. Listen to the truth. You know, if you know that you know that you know that this is your twin flame and that, you know, you're being guided to do certain things, then just trust that. Listen to that, okay? Now, this is important. It says the word wants to be written. Journal. Write things out. There is something in you that wants to come out, and it's like verbal, right? So it's, if you've been feeling like prompted to write letters, you don't have to send them. You know, write letters, write in your journal. I have a journal that I write letters to my Divine Masculine in pretty regularly. I intended in the beginning to write it every day, but the connection quickly became all consuming, and it didn't happen. But I have this, I'll actually show you because it's right here. This journal that I just, you know, have written in. And I write things, I write my thoughts, I write messages, I write feelings, experiences in it. And my full intention is that someday when we come back together, that whether it's friendship, whether it's, you know, in business or romantically, that I will share that with him and he will understand my experience having gone through this as well. So do that. Do something along those lines if it feels in alignment. It's something that, but basically what this is saying is that there are things within you that want to come out, so allow them to come out. Alrighty. Now I'm going to get some messages from the Lover's Oracle. Okay. Way too many messages, Spirit. Can I just have it? Which means that you're divine. If you're feeling a lot of connective energy, like I felt a lot of my DM's energy over the last like 12 hours. And it doesn't surprise me that all those cards came jumping out because I could feel it. And I was like, oh, if you're feeling a lot of that, that they're like, you know, reaching out to you or they're like trying to tap into your energy right now, I'm not surprised at all because I'm feeling that as well. And that's like all those cards jumping out. I've been doing private readings this morning, and a lot of them have been where that will happen, where like a bunch of cards will jump out. So what I'm getting is that there are a lot of people who are the runner twins right now who are definitely feeling like they want to reconnect and they're reaching out at least energetically. So don't be surprised if you're feeling that sense and like that, all those cards jumping out. It's like all of the things that they want to say to you, that they're not saying, you know, probably because they're being stubborn and they're being, you know, stuck in their ego. Whatevs. But just a couple more messages, Spirit, would be awesome. Like we don't want the whole, you know, encyclopedia of messages. Just 2 more messages, please, from the runner twin for the chaser twin. I hate labels though, Spirit. Okay, that works. So the first message that came through was a message for you. I'm thinking of you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. I told you they're thinking of you. I told you that feeling was coming through. I could feel it. I felt it in my bones for the last like, about 12 hours. And this one, surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. They're saying to you that they want you to surrender, but they're also, I feel it pretty strongly, in a process of surrender, which is probably why they're energetically reaching out to you, because it feels like a big energy shift. Okay. And friendship, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So what I'm getting is that, where they are right now energetically, they don't have the bandwidth to do a romantic connection. So if they do come back to you right now, if they come towards you with some kind of offer or communication, or even if it's just in the telepathic communication, try not to put a whole lot of weight and pressure on you know, the romantic and like, are you going to come back to me, and are we going to get married, any of that stuff. Like really keep that energy under control, and simply offer them a friendship. And even again, if it's just energetically, even if it's like you feel their energy, and your message response to them can be something like, you know what, regardless of what has happened with us in the past, regardless of what is ahead for us in the future, I am your friend. And if you need to talk, if you need support, I'm here for you, and I will always hold space for you. No pressure, no expectations, just pure, unadulterated friendship. If you can do that, and if you can maintain that, and not in a, you know, pretending to be friends when you really want something else, if you really can't be in the space of just offering them friendship and support, it's better for you not to say anything at all. But really, if you can get into that space of really just being their friend and just extending that friendship offer to them, it feels like they really need it right now. It feels like they're going through a lot. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of things that are happening. And so, again, even if it's just energetically, be available as a friend. And if you can't be a friend, if you have like these secret desires and like a covert agenda, it's just better for you to kind of not do that, okay? So I hope this reading was helpful. I hope that you find it all beneficial. If you want to book a private reading with me, all of that will be in the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.